Welcome to the State of the Market for Law Firm Sales in 7 minutes. My name is Jeremy Poock. I lead Senior Attorney Match. And in today's In 7 Minutes, we're going to discuss the top four quality of life benefits after senior attorneys join growing law firms. This is the third in a series on this topic, so let's jump right into it. A major quality of life benefit that senior attorneys experience when they join growing law firms relates to transitioning their long-term clients to trusted attorneys. But let's look at the then first. That is, when senior attorneys come to Senior Attorney Match and they explain the clients that they've developed over the course of their careers, they're often explaining that the clients come to them. That is, the clients want to work with the 30 or 40-year vet in the given practice area where they practice. Yes, senior attorneys can have associates and partners at their office, but by and large, they consider their clients as their clients. When senior attorneys join growing law firms, what they realize and what they can experience is what we call trust transfer. And they recognize that trust transfer works, which is that when senior attorneys trust the lawyers that they have joined at a new firm, then they can transfer the trust that their clients have in them to the attorneys who they're now working with. So just to look at this a little bit differently. In this infographic that we're showing, it shows how trust transfer really works. That is, if we think of it as a syllogism going back to 8th grade geometry, where A equals B, B equals C, so C equals A. That is that the clients trust the senior attorney. Senior attorney trusts the lawyers at the firm that the senior attorney has joined, and then the clients will almost automatically trust the new lawyers that have been introduced by the senior attorney who has gained that trust of his or her clients over the course of the senior attorney's career. And to look at this in terms of a law firm 3.0 standpoint, that is, we are now in what we call the 3.0 digital era for law firms. And when senior attorneys join growing law firms, this transition of clients to the trusted attorneys at the firms where senior attorneys join can actually be supersized. And what we mean by supersized is that pre-2020, when senior attorneys would join growing law firms, trust transfer happened slowly over breakfasts, lunches, dinners, coffees. In today's 3.0 digital era, the introductions, the trust transfer can happen over Zoom meetings. Connections between the senior attorney and the clients that the senior attorney's developed over the course of his or her career can happen via LinkedIn connections, via connecting with clients with podcast episodes, blog and vlog blasts. And what we're recognizing and seeing in the marketplace, what we call a 1 + 1 = 7 impact from a business development standpoint, because that trust transfer can happen so much faster today when it comes to integrating a senior attorney's client base into the growing law firm that senior attorneys join. In terms of the next, an additional quality of life benefit that senior attorneys experience when they join growing law firms is time outside of the office. When we meet with new clients, senior attorneys are always explaining to us that there are two major things that really bog them down and they'd really love to get off of their plates and really get out of their lives. The first is having to manage the office, and the second is having to be in the office. Because they're running the practice, they need to pay payroll, they need to oversee employees, they need to pay rent. They're always in the office. They just don't have that time to take that 3-week vacation that they would love to take. When senior attorneys join growing law firms, though, there's really a twofold major quality of life benefit that they experience from the get-go. First is they don't need to be in the office as much anymore. And now that we are in this digital era where so many of us are interacting in all kinds of ways over Zoom, we're finding that senior attorneys as well, they can be meeting with their clients, meeting with their colleagues almost anywhere in the world, via Zoom and be maintaining the relationships, working on matters that they want to continue working on, and transferring that trust of their clients when they are outside the office and could be at their second home, let's say in Florida, and a long-term client calls. They meet with that long-term client via Zoom, connect them with their colleague back, let's say in the Northeast. That trust transfer happens. The senior attorney did that all via Zoom, and then can go out for a walk in the afternoon or stroll in the evening. The second major benefit is the fact that they can finally take that 3-week vacation. They can finally go away and not have to deal with those pressure emails, the text messages, the office, that anchor that holds so many senior attorneys down when it comes to having to continue to run the office. When you're not running the office anymore and you've joined a growing law firm, that major quality of life benefits. You could be outside of the office without the anchor. So for today's buzzer beater, we're going to look back at the 4 top quality of life benefits that senior attorneys experience after they join growing law firms. The first is no longer needing to manage the office. What a breath of relief that is when you're no longer managing the office and you can concentrate on what you want to do, both when it comes to continuing to practice and life outside of the office. The second is the realization that your potential internal successors to your practice are really key employees. And rather than being a liability because you so much want them to take over your practice, you can realize that they are a major asset because growing law firms want and need senior attorneys as well as your attorney and non-attorney staff. Third major benefit is the ability to transition your clients who trust you so much, to transition them to trusted attorneys at the law firms that senior attorneys join. And that fourth major quality of life benefit is to be able to spend more time outside of the office, whether that is practicing remotely or finally being able to take that multi-week vacation that you've been so looking forward to take and just haven't been able to because you've been running your office for so many years. And that is the state of the market for law firm sales in 7 minutes.